Yeah, I mean, really disappointing just in kind of how it played out. Being minus 16 in the paint, it's usually something we're pretty good at. We just weren't able to finish. If you miss 40 shots and shoot 29.8, you realize it's going to be a tough night. I think the one thing that allowed us to keep us in it was our ball security, just making sure we only had 7 turnovers, and then thought we defended the three for the most part pretty good. I mean, Jalen Smith shoots 53% on corner threes, and then you have Nick Anderson who shoots 42%. So you have those two guys going 1 for 9. I thought it was Trey Broadnax's three there in the right corner, and we just had a mental breakdown to where we helped same side corner. But the thing that kept it in us was our ability to convert at the free throw line and then making sure that we defended the three. But I just thought Trey Broadnax, if you look at it, number 5, Trey, and then you also have Nick Anderson. Both those guys are top 12 in the league at drawing fouls. And then you have number 8, who's actually up there. He just doesn't have the minutes in order to register inside the conference. But all of that to say, uh, I should have had these guys better prepared because we needed to double Trey Broadnax and do more than just scram. Because if you can play through Karan Boyd, like you're a really good player. Not that we didn't know that. It's just that they were way more ISO ball than they had shown in the previous games, and turns around and they made big shots and puts them in the winning category.
So there was things that went wrong up to that point, but on the final play, did you think that it was a continuation foul to count the bucket there?
No, no. After review, I thought they got it right.
That final play there, was that something that was drawn up to try to get that look for Mike in the corner, or was it just kind of organic?
No, I mean, there's a number of options on that one. We've done it, and for whatever reason, we just always throw the ball to Mike. There's a secondary option, but you're reading the guy over the ball. I mean, we practiced it again at shoot around today just to make sure that the spacing was correct because it hasn't been in the previous times that we've been able to run that play, but you know. Yeah, I'm that one's a 50-50 call. I think some officials will give it to you. I mean, I don't want to revisit the Charlotte game, but immediately after that game, I get apologies from officiating, and you get the head of officials who calls you and tells you we I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to get a call after this game.
MTXE down your sleeve, do you feel like this game can kind of be a lesson in channeling that attitude?
Yeah, I mean, where I failed is I mean, I haven't done a good job with this team of explaining to them just how much people play through your chest in this league. We went through this a lot last year, and then we basically changed how we ran practice. Uh, we thought we've done a good job explaining it. I obviously haven't done a good job conveying the message of just how much people play through you in this league. And it's we probably well, let me say, I know we're going to have to change formats of practice. I don't want to get into uh, like I think guys shooting us having 40 missed shots, I think that's an excuse. Like we can't get up to that. Those guys shooting 54% in the second half. And I think we had one stop in the opening 8 possessions. And you can just see them, they're just playing through us. Our level of physicality has got to get better. And then at the same time, there's going to be some times where they win those matchups, and we need to help our guys. And I need to help our guys put them in position to where there's times where we're going to have to go double the ball.
What was wrong with the offense? You think those last 15 minutes of the first half when it kind of just really bogged down?
Yeah, I think if you look at it like one, I think there was a little bit of patchwork going on. You have Dre in there, and Dre's just he's not 100%. And I'm not making excuses for him, but he's hesitant, and so he's just hesitant offensively. And then I would tell you that a lot of those shots, we had a number of shots around the rim. and just didn't convert. It's not been a strength of ours all year. Just being able to convert. When you look at our 2-point field goal percentage, we're in the bottom third of the country. But we do need to be able to convert some of these. Like, I mean, we just can't keep the non-finishing. So I thought, a number of players had shots at the rim that just didn't lead. And then, I mean, TJ and KB just shots they normally, you don't count on those guys going over, right? You count on those guys being able to make some shots around the rim and just didn't materialize.
Speaking of PJ, pretty big shot that I had there. They ended up saying that.
He's
Is he
okay.
okay?
Yeah, seems that way. I'm sure he'll enter concussion protocol, and we'll find out.
Was this just a case of just maybe pressing a little bit, shots not falling, or is like the care factor? Was that a concern at all?
No, no, no. Those guys care. It's important to them.
You guys, these past 2 games, I know by the metrics and everything that you kind of pushed to the side and everything. The 2 games that say you should have gotten 2 games that were kind of right there at the end of the game to take. As you get tougher and tougher as the schedule goes on, just kind of how do you get the guys to swallow that pill and kind of forget about it and move on to the next?
Yeah, I mean they're all tough, right? I mean it's conference, so I mean every single game is tough, and trust me, there was this game wasn't approached any differently than any of the others, and we just understood that. I mean, if you watch, I'd throw out the Tulsa game just because that was an anomaly, and we told the guys that. I mean, one, they didn't have eternity with him, and just on account of he was ill, and then you could see Dallas Hobbs and just how ill he was. But going through that whole or how much they had to play Dallas Hobbs on account of the illness. But I say that to say, like, them being up on Memphis, up 11, just losing that game by 6. We knew how good they'd been. I think now, they've made a number of strides, and I thought Trey Brodnack's ability just one on one. I thought it was the difference in the basketball game.
Is there, I've heard you mention that, it seems like all these losses, there's different things. There's not like an overarching theme. Is there something the players can learn from tonight, or is it just like these close games, or is it just a matter of like we just have to like buckle down and find a way to start winning these close games?
Well, we do need to find a way to start winning these close games. I think that I've got to help our guys. I've got to help them with finishing around the rim. We've got to provide a lot more resistance so they can finish around the rim. There's shot opportunities that we need to be able to convert. And, you're not going to just go in and, I mean, it's just really rare that, I know we're only +1 on the glass, but for us not to be able to convert like we needed to at the rim, converted at the free throw line and been able to make strides there. But, and we put a lot of emphasis on that. So we're going to have to do the same thing with our finishing ability.
And you talked about after Charlotte that you guys kind of put emphasis on finishing in those tight situations. There was a couple of them in that game. Every loss being within a couple of points there. Is that something that there's been extra emphasis put on this year of working on whatever final minute stuff like that? Does it make it more frustrating to keep seeing the results like that?
Well, trust me. Like there's a lot of sleepless nights. Like, I mean, you don't stop until you're trying to figure out a solution here. But I need to do a much better job of conveying to the guys. I don't want to get caught up into the offense. Like again, we can work on it and we can make strides there and do the things necessary. But defensively is where, like, I mean, they shot 54% in the second half, and it was a lot in ISO. And I think some of this is we're reliant on one guy. But we've had guys, if you look at the past 2 games, we've had guys go for career nights. You had Mingo the other night, and now this is a situation where Trey just does just plays at the rim, and his 19 shots and the 10 conversions. But what it also does is, I know one of them was a 1-and-1, but it attracts attention in order for them to spray out. We were focused on their 3 ball just because they haven't been up there in 2s, but I've got to put our guys in a better position.